So actually, when we're inconvenienced, it's our opportunity to learn kindness, right? Because if no one had any problems, we wouldn't actually have that opportunity to practice. If we were never inconvenienced or interrupted, we wouldn't have the opportunity to practice kindness, because it wouldn't be a challenge to us to actually treat people in the ways that we're talking about when we talk about kindness, right? It would just be effortless. So if there aren't any obstacles in the way, then there's no strength building exercise. So one of the reasons why I think that Rinpoche says that not feeling inconvenienced by others is the core of kindness practice is because it strengthens our ability. It's a practice of strengthening our ability to be kind in the face of other people's challenges and in the face of our own challenges. Because if we had none, then it wouldn't be needed. No one would need us to be kind if they had no problems. They would be completely content. So the invitation is, to look at human life and all the ways in which we're inconvenienced or feel inconvenienced as a testing ground to practice and display our character and our standards and our ethics. So, not feeling inconvenienced by others in this context means that when somebody needs something, we really see it as an opportunity to help, rather than someone who has come to specially annoy us, right, and get on our nerves. Everybody around you, Dao and Norbu, was conspiring when you were driving to inconvenience you. It was like they were.
It's true, they were.
Right? But instead we flip that around and we say, this is an opportunity. And actually you did flip it around and say, this is an opportunity to be in a helpful dynamic rather than seeing it as people just coming to annoy me. So I appreciated your example that we can come back to it and say, oh yeah, this is maybe how we do it. We recognize that we're feeling inconvenienced and we accept that, and then we make choices about where we want to go from there. So this practice of not feeling inconvenienced by others really doesn't have anything to do with whether a person is right or wrong, or how busy you are, or whether you have tasks to do, or even if you agree with what the person is asking you to do. What we're really talking about is the feeling of being inconvenienced. And, for that, we're really looking at what's happening in our minds, because that's where the kindness comes from. That's where the kindness is truly demonstrated, is whatever is actually happening in our minds. And the truth is, we'll never have a life where we are never inconvenienced, especially living in the West, especially with the jobs we have, the work that we do, and the families that we have. You will really never have a state where you won't be inconvenienced. But it is possible to be someone who never feels inconvenienced, right? So as we talked about earlier, feeling inconvenienced can come with a feeling of superiority, like, I could have done this, why can't you do it? We might be impatient. We might feel that, whatever we're doing is more important than what somebody else is doing. But when we practice not being inconvenienced by others, we practice a kind of equanimity, bringing an equanimity into the situation. And we also bring an understanding that some people are more capable of us than we are in one area and less capable of us in another area. And so for that, we need to practice patience. This is just a good skill to have in life, of not feeling inconvenienced by others. But it also happens to be, according to Rinpoche, a primary characteristic of kindness on the inner, deeper levels. And it's a key. It is really the only way that the bodhisattvas can benefit all sentient beings, regardless of what the sentient beings' qualities are, is if they actually have this quality of not feeling inconvenienced by others. So the bodhisattvas really require the altruistic, compassionate being that is a bodhisattva is actually really required um, to not discriminate in who is receiving care, but simply to be open and available for benefiting others. And in order to do that, they have to really let go of not feeling inconvenienced by others.